This past Sunday, something crazy happened. The Dallas Cowboys lined up linebacker Micah Parsons, the 12th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, as an outside linebacker. They basically had the young linebacker playing defensive end and rushing the passer. And the thing is there was a chance that he was going to play defensive end. And the linebackers are so good for the Cowboys, they decided to go ahead and put him at defensive end, and his play did not slip at all, man. The guy still looked dominant. You look at some of these pass rushes that this guy put on tape, and you can tell why this guy was the 12th overall pick, man. The guy is a special football player. And in today's video, we're going to go over some of his different plays, some of the things he did from that position, and really just get into how he uses his hands, and we'll see what kind of transition it'll be for this young rookie. Now, Micah Parsons started the game off a little bit slow, but as the game progressed, he really started dominating, and it wasn't just his pass rush. When it came against defending the run, you're going to see Parsons here on the left side of your screen. Watch how he uses his hands, and watch how he locks out with number 70, great rookie Rashawn Slater, and look at how he just controls the edge. This right here is a fantastic play by Micah Parsons to just kind of shut the edge down, contain it, and really force the ball carrier back to the inside. Now, this is still a pretty big gain from the offense, but from Parsons' perspective, he does everything correctly. On these zone runs, you don't want to allow the running back to hit the outside, and that's exactly what he does. He stops the outside, forces the running back to bend it back inside. It's a good job by Parsons, but where he really shined was pass rushing, so let's get into some of those snaps. There might not be another player like Parsons. When you guys think about this, as dynamic as he is as a linebacker, he's just as dynamic as a pass rusher. Look at how quickly he gets upfield, and look at how quickly he comes back to the inside. This right here is special. And I know he doesn't get the sack, he ends up falling, and in fact, the quarterback's gonna end up picking up 20-30 yards on this pass. But these plays, the way he moves his body, the twitchiness that he brings, that stuff's special, man. That's not something you can coach up. You either have it or you don't. And number 74 struggled. Parsons had 8 total pressures in this one game. I mean, you look at this right here. He gets upfield and then he brings it back. But look at his hands. Look at that right hand right there. And watch this. Punch. Boom. Gets 74 off balance. And that's a win right there, man. And I know the quarterback's able to roll out here. But from his perspective, you want a quarterback rolling, man. You want to get some pressure after him. You want to force him, that clock, to start ticking in his head that I'm about to take a hit. Unfortunately, no one else really wins in this rep. And that's okay. As we're going to see in this game, Parsons just is disruptive, man. And, you know, he had a PFF pass rushing grade of 90.8, which ranks him as one of the best pass rushers this past week. That's elite, man. Let's go ahead and jump forward into the next clip. The only criticism I have of Parsons is when he lined up over Rashawn Slater, who, in my opinion, is one of the best tackles in the league already at this point of his career. But Rashawn Slater is going to do a great job setting up in a 45 degree angle, and basically Micah Parsons is not going to have the pass rush moves. Now, Parsons won a lot with his twitchiness, which is okay. Over time, he'll develop those pass rushing moves. And truth be told, I don't even know if Parsons is going to be pass rushing as much as he did this past week. Truthfully, I think he should be a linebacker. But having him line up as a pass rusher, there's nothing wrong with it, because at the end of the day, that's just more that this young kid can do. Think about it. Parsons is quick enough to stay up with slot wide receivers and other receivers just in general. He can cover tight ends. At the same time, he can pass rush and beat offensive tackles. That's unique, man. But on this play, you're going to see Slater basically just give it to him. Parsons is going to attack the inside arm of Slater. And he's not able to knock his arms down, and Slater just catches him. And at this point, Parsons doesn't have any other moves yet to be able to get off those type of blocks. And this is one of the things I need to see him develop. And of course, second career NFL game, he's going to develop this. But this play right here just kind of speaks to the volumes of Rashawn Slater. You know, Slater does a great job. He punches, Micah Parsons punches Slater, and Slater kind of gets his arms from underneath. You can kind of see that left arm kind of catch that arm of Parsons, and he really gets Parsons hooked, and he just gets that hand to the outside shoulder. And Slater does a good job. Like, he's a top tackle already, and I know he hasn't proven it, he hasn't done it enough, but he's taken on two really good players. He basically shut down Chase Young last year. But with Parsons, you know, I want to see him develop this part of his game just a little bit. I don't want to see him locked up like this, as you guys see that, right? I want him to be able to beat this guy, and if he doesn't, get off the block, right? He has his hands wrapped up around you. Chop his hands down and make some leeway for yourself, right? Get off those blocks and be able to do a little bit more, and he'll develop that, right? It's just a matter of time. Now, with saying Parsons isn't fully developed yet with his skill set, he will get better, right? Year one, as it goes along, he'll get better throughout the season. Year two comes around, and if he works on it, he can be a superstar. And this is why he can be a superstar. You're going to see Parsons get upfield and then come back to the inside of 74 here. Not that exact way, but you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about here in a second. This right here is a fantastic move by Parsons. He's going to start this off with a speed rush, and then look at this. He's going to use his twitchiness to jump back to the inside. He gives the tackle a small little rip, and he smacks the quarterback, man. This is what you want to see right here from a player who really in his first time ever actually playing defensive end, right? I know he did it a little bit last week, but last week he played a lot of linebacker, a lot of outside linebacker. This week he pretty much played on the line of scrimmage for majority of his snaps, if not all of his snaps. And I believe this play right here gets called back for that tackle holding Parsons. But even then, man, Parsons still gets a smack on Justin Herbert. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me to see the type of players that are coming into the league. Like, Parsons is the only player right now in the entire league. Even someone like Isaiah Simmons is not Micah Parsons, right? Micah Parsons can cover, he can play deep, he can play safety potentially, right? If you really wanted him to be like that strong safety, that box safety that can cover in the curl flats. At the same time, he'll line up over an offensive tackle and he'll smack an offensive tackle, use his quickness, and he'll get after a quarterback. Honestly, the Dallas Cowboys have a true player that they can play chess with, and I liked what I see so far on film. Alright guys, in this video, one of the things I really want to show you guys is basically the different moves that Parsons brings. This move right here, he's going to try going right through 74, and he's going to try to get right after the quarterback. You're going to see a bull rush move by Parsons. Not a bad job. He definitely gets 74 pushed back. Truthfully, I think Parsons wins this rep, because when you push a tackle this far into a quarterback, I believe you've lost the rep at that point. And you guys can see it right here. He clearly pushes the tackle back, and you know, the quarterback's kind of like nervous. He kind of gets off his spot a little bit. Even then, as this play continues, I love the pursuit by Parsons, man. Like, the speed that he has, like, he's able to chase this backside. And truthfully, the referee kind of slows him down. I mean, he gets slowed down twice, right? He's going to get slowed down essentially by, I think, the left guard. It is number 71 right there. And then the referee kind of gets in his way. And he's still super close to Justin Herbert, right? Like, could have potentially hit him, right? Either way, I love it. I love the bull rush. Because it shows you some of the different things he can do, right? He hasn't developed all his different skills yet, but they're coming. They're definitely coming. I like to see that right there, because I think that's such an important move. If you can bull rush someone, which is obviously the most basic move, but if you can bull rush someone, you can do so many more things off of that bull rush. And I'll show you guys what I mean in just a second. On this next play, you're going to see a similar pattern that Parsons did a couple of plays ago. He's going to get upfield and then come back to the inside of 74. 74 doesn't move very well, but I think Parsons is just a little bit faster. And Parsons does a good job, man. He gets a hit on the quarterback there, and the ball ends up just sailing out of bounds. But this is a move that I've seen Parsons do 3 or 4 times. Here's the thing. The more he does this move, the more teams are going to realize this is one of you know, it might be 3 or 4 moves that he does. But especially if it's like a habit of his to fake going up, right? Fake that speed rush to jump back to the inside. It's okay if you do it a couple of times, but at this point I've seen Parsons do it a lot, which is okay, right? But as you guys see, Herbert kind of rolls out. Teams will start planning for that. They will start planning for allowing the defensive end to go to the inside and the quarterback will roll out. Basically, what you would do is the offensive tackle would just set out further and have him jump to the inside, especially if it's something like he naturally likes to do. Either way, it's a good job still by Parsons, man. His first ever game at defensive end, second ever game in the NFL. The dude's dominant, man. I'm excited to watch Parsons throughout his career. But I want to show you guys a couple more plays. One of the things that is very important from a defensive end, and one of the things that scouts love to see, is twitchiness. If a player like Von Miller comes out, if a player like Khalil Mack comes out, the thing scouts are going to look at is how twitchy are they. And what that means is what Parsons displays right now. You're going to see number 74 not even be able to touch him because he moves his body so quickly. He has such great feet. He can jump and just get past the guy. Look at this. He takes a step to the inside. 74 does as well, just to react off of Parsons. And then Parsons just comes back to the inside. And then he swims past just the arms of 74 because that's all he really has to do. And then boom, he's just after there and he tackles Herbert for a gain of 1 or 2 yards. The twitchiness of Parsons is impressive, man. Let's get into the next clip. In the final clip, you're going to see Parsons speed rush 74. And I guarantee you guys, 74 is having nightmares of seeing number 11 across from him, man. Parsons is just a stud, man. He really had impacts for this game. You know, when I was looking at PFF, which I don't look at that often, to be honest. I don't really like their grading system because I don't really trust it, to be honest. At a point, I had applied and they had offered me a job to help with their grades. But I don't trust it, but I still see why Parsons had such a high grade, how he had a sack and 3 quarterback hits, and he had an elite grade of 90.8 pass rushing. It's because of things like this, man. Speed rush, you get a swim move, it's a single arm jab, and then you get that swim coming around. That right there, man, that's some good stuff. I do need to see Parsons to just continue to develop, continue to build. You know, last week he played linebacker. I think he gave like 5 catches for 40 yards. But this week he was just pass rushing, and he dominated at pass rushing. Even last week he still had 3 hurries. But this week he was a full-time pass rusher, and he had more hurries and more hits and more sacks. If I was the Cowboys, I would just leave him as an outside linebacker. The impact he could have as a pass rusher is so pivotal, and I'm excited to watch Micah Parsons, the 12th overall pick. The Cowboys got a good one. I wish my team got him. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that thumbs up button if you did. Smash that subscribe button. We're going to have a ton more all 22 content coming for you guys, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.